If you're a college player and you're a great college player, like Caitlin was, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players by saying she's going to go in that league and tear it apart. There were actually odds on she's third or fourth in betting odds on being MVP of the WNBA. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid that it gives women's basketball a bad name. Okay, so the kid was set up for failure right from the beginning.
Remember this moment? Geno Auriemma once believed he had Caitlin Clark completely figured out. He described her as a flashy player, someone he thought wasn't prepared to make a significant impact on the basketball world, and claimed that her fan base was living in a fantasy. However, reality often has a way of proving people wrong, and this time it hit Geno hard, live on TV. The same Caitlin Clark he had doubted in terms of adapting to the WNBA's physicality has far exceeded expectations, turning critics into fans and Geno into one of her most surprising.
Kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league, and she's a rookie.
Clark's freshman season wasn't just impressive, it was revolutionary. With electrifying performances that captivated fans and record-breaking achievements that will stand for years, she shut down critics with her undeniable talent. In doing so, she even changed the mind of her most vocal critic. Auriemma, the coaching legend known for his strong convictions, was compelled to offer an unexpected and genuine acknowledgment of Clark's skills. But the real question is, how did we get here? How did one of basketball's most respected coaches go from doubting Clark to recognizing her greatness? The backstory behind this shift is as compelling as the change itself, and the aftermath was nothing short of sensational.
Baby, if Caitlin Clark is on the team, it becomes the right team. Because Caitlin Clark is on it. It's like saying Michael Jordan's not on the right team. It's the right team if Michael Jordan is on the roster.
Clark's freshman season wasn't just good, it was groundbreaking. With standout performances and record-breaking feats, she silenced critics, including Auriemma, a coaching legend known for his strong opinions. His unexpected praise for Clark raises a key question. How did one of basketball's most respected coaches go from doubting her to acknowledging her greatness? The story behind this shift is as intriguing as the turnaround itself.
What does bother me is some of the people I deeply respect, their basketball credentials, their basketball history, their commitment to basketball and women's basketball, I think have really not covered themselves in glory with some of this commentary.
It all began with a statement that rattled the basketball world on the Dan Patrick Show. Geno Auriemma, the legendary UConn coach, didn't hold back, criticizing Caitlin Clark's fan base as delusional and accusing them of setting her up for failure. His reasoning was that Clark wasn't built for the physicality of the WNBA and lacked the quickness to handle the league's tough defenders.
Diana said it best. This kid's in for a rude awakening.
To understand Auriemma's doubts, consider Clark's time at Iowa. She wasn't just a star, but a phenomenon. Her shooting, leadership, and scoring made her a national sensation. By the 2024 WNBA draft, she was a household name. But Auriemma remained unconvinced, believing college success didn't guarantee pro dominance, unless you were from UConn.
Like I said earlier, they actually had odds that, she was like third or fourth in the betting odds to be MVP of the WNBA. That's such a slap in the face to every WNBA player. It's unbelievable, right?
The basketball world quickly split. Clark's supporters highlighted her work ethic, basketball IQ, and clutch performances. Critics, including WNBA legend Diana Taurasi, sided with Auriemma, doubting if her college success could carry over to the fast-paced, physical pro game. The divide was clear, and the pressure on Clark to prove herself was at an all-time high.
You never know how quickly they're going to adapt to the WNBA game coming from college. And I think that Caitlin has done surprisingly well, how quickly she's adapted to this game. There's a lot of doubters out there, as we all know, and she has proved them all wrong.
Then came the moments that defined her season, buzzer beaters that ignited wild celebrations, triple-doubles that went viral, and clutch plays in high-pressure games that displayed her poise. Clark wasn't just proving she could compete with the pros, she was showing she belonged among the league's brightest stars. Her resilience, leadership, and talent made her rookie season unforgettable. For Auriemma, the freshman slump he predicted never came. Instead, he watched as Clark exceeded all expectations. The question was no longer whether she could handle the WNBA, but how far her star would rise. And that's where the story takes a surprising turn, leading to Geno Auriemma publicly reversing his stance.
It's the worst part about new fans. They have no perspective. There's no context. So they just say ridiculous nonsense.
Before exploring what Geno actually said, let's look at why his change of heart happened. Was it Caitlin Clark's undeniable brilliance in her debut season, Or is there more to the story? Watching her excel in the WNBA might have shifted his perspective, but not everyone is convinced his newfound admiration is entirely sincere.
Our rival league is picking up players and they're getting ready to make a big splash in January with this league.
Here's where it gets intriguing. Geno Auriemma has a significant financial stake in an emerging 3-on-3 basketball league that's aggressively pursuing Clark. The league views her as a game changer, someone who could elevate its profile and attract fans. His glowing remarks came at a perfect time, sparking speculation. Was it a genuine acknowledgement of her talent or a strategic move to win her over? While Clark has already declined their offer, she could still support the league or publicly praise it, boosting its profile instantly.
Has decided not to do Unrivaled, even though Aaliyah Boston's doing it, Lexi Hull is doing it, Kate Martin is doing it, and despite all the rumors, and I'm sure the push that was put on her. But Clark has all the leverage in this situation, and I'm not saying she flexed it, but she was comfortable enough in her position to make the decision, and it appears that answer is no.
The timing has raised questions. Was Geno's praise genuine or part of a strategy to bring Clark into the fold? During a game where Clark supported her former Iowa teammates, something unexpected happened. Fox College Hoops aired a tribute video showcasing her college highlights with messages from teammates, coaches, and rivals. A moment meant to honor her impact, and it did just that.
Unless you have been living under a rock, you have heard about Caitlin Clark.
She's just a generational player and makes everybody around her better.
Caitlin Clark will go down as one of the best to ever play the game.
Women's basketball is under the spotlight right now because of Caitlin, and I think that will have an impact forever.
The tribute featured heartfelt words from basketball stars like Paige Beckers and Gugu Watkins, along with former coaches Lisa Bluter and Jan Jensen. Watkins, who had competed against Clark, expressed admiration, saying, "She's been great. I'm really excited for her at this next stage." The praise was abundant, emphasizing not just Clark's remarkable skills, but also her character and leadership on and off the court.
Good person as well. She's been great, and I'm really excited for her at this next stage in her career.
Caitlin Clark becomes the all-time leading scorer in major college basketball. Another forever moment for this transformational superstar.
What really stood out wasn't just the praise from her supporters, but how even her harshest critics had softened. Geno Auriemma, once a major skeptic, now offered genuine respect, acknowledging her incredible achievements. His skepticism had turned to admiration for the player who proved him wrong. The video wasn't just a look back at her college career. It highlighted the lasting impact Clark had on basketball.
Caitlin brought so much new attention to the rise in women's college basketball and the WNBA and women's sports in general. I feel like the weight of the world is on her shoulders, and she just has this heavy burden to carry, and she does it with grace and humility.
Comparable to her is Steph Curry.
Well, she did break my assist record at Iowa, so that's, something I have to live with my entire life. But I think what Caitlin Clark did is put eyes on our game. People that would never watch women's basketball are watching women's basketball now because of Caitlin Clark.